What's up, guys? Duke here. Just coming back with another attack that I did, and once again, it's not because I think I'm great. It's just because right now I feel like I can break down and explain my attacks a little bit better. And as I get better at commentary, I will continue to venture into breaking down your guys' attacks. But sometimes it's hard to watch a replay and without maybe talking to clanmates directly or helping them scout beforehand, you kind of sometimes often miss maybe the fine points of what they wanted to do and why they chose to do something a certain way or what was going through their head or how they felt like um, how they felt best to attack a certain base. And for this one, we had thrown a couple attacks at this base. Sorry, it's kind of laggy right now. Um, Rack came in early uh, with the air with an air attack on this. It was just going to be a straightforward GoLaLoon, and it got busted. Not because this isn't really a GoLaLoon base. It's just that it got busted because he didn't get both of his targeted air Ds that he wanted down with the queen kill down, and that just caused. You know what? I'm gonna replay it. That just caused. I'm just gonna replay it real fast in like 2 speed so we can kind of see what it's. Let's see, here we go. And you can kind of see why. I mean, obviously, so he's going with a no lure because this base was hard to free lure. So he came in, and I think he felt like he had his queen to the right far enough that he was going to get down both those air D. And you'll see a whole bunch of stuff just kind of factored into this. It wasn't Rack's fault. The Lava Hound obviously out of the clan castle didn't catch him by surprise, but it just caused more distractions that really weren't needed in this attack. He needed to kind of just have a focused assault. The jump was in a good spot, and actually, what happened was the king, who's on the other side of this town hall, factored in, and it drew. I want to say a skelly pop too, just further distracting, and he needed 2 down regardless. And I don't know which one he was targeting. I think, yeah, I think he was, yeah, he was targeting. I think this one with the queen kill. And he just never gets it done, and then they just trapped up this one bad. He had traps everywhere on that one air D. So let's fast forward it. He just didn't have enough hounds to tank long enough, and once he didn't get at least 2 air D down, and sometimes it's okay if you don't get both air D down that you were originally scouting. Just take a second. Sometimes you can just kind of improvise and have a backup plan. In effect, basically inside your head saying, okay, if I get this 2, because the air Ds were kind of close, and depending on which one they target, it might change your way you're going to deploy, but have a backup plan. Far too often, sometimes a raid could be saved, but I know it's hard inside the heat of the moment to take that out, or improvise a plan. I guess I should say improvise a plan and make changes in attack. That was something that I still struggle with at times, but I also as I've gotten more experience at Town Hall 9 attacking, you just start to kind of feel like where something changes. I know Rack made a huge adjustment a few wars ago where he was on a queen walk and he double raged his queen that had like a sliver of life left, and you guys remember that attack. And that was just improvising and just spur of the moment decision to say, hey, this plan isn't going as the exact way I want it to, but I got to save what I can. And so we'll go into basically why I'm going to scout this really quick, and then I'm going to have to do it quick because I'm going to be up against the time limit here. But basically, we had a couple ground scouts, and what ended up being spots that I felt like were there's going to be a double giant here, and we confirmed a double giant here with the Teslas that popped on Rack's attack. So we had a ground scout, I think by Lewis, and then Thrawn came in with hogs, and I will probably just highlight that sometime, maybe even bring it in on a like a 2-speed and just kind of show you how close he was. He did a pretty good job on his hogs. We could probably break that attack down and maybe make a few small changes, but he really was pretty good on his heals. He got the queen down without much cost. I think it was a single golem queen kill, and he devoted no spells to the queen kill. So basically all of his heals could be devoted to his hogs, and it wasn't enough. So what I wanted to do was, we had this War 1, and I wanted to GoVaHo this base. And so I was going to bring some Valks. I brought 3 golems, and you'll see, I'll kind of explain why I deployed what I did and all that, and we'll get into it. So let's press the replay. And so knowing that there was a lava hound in the base, or in this clan castle, I actually did the premise of I just ignored it. I didn't want anything actually getting hooked on it. I didn't even, and then that's something that total noob move there. I knew there was a spring trap there. I remember watching Thrawn's attack, or Lewis's attack. He came from this side as well, and the reason I came from this side I'll explain in 1 second. But he hit that spring trap with something, and I think wall breakers himself. And stupid me, I was rushing to get this attack in at the end of the war, knowing that we had some of our lower cleanup done, and I totally just slaughtered my attack. I talked to you in a previous commentary about how if you can't get wall breakers to do what you want, sometimes that can really slow up or hinder an attack immensely. And sure enough, I did exactly what I said don't do. So I created the funnel with as cheap as possible. I did 3 whiz. I got the funnel. I could care less if they make it very far into space. I have 2 golems out right now, and what I'm going to do is delay the 3rd one to kind of beef later in this attack and tank later with fuller health. So I'm late on this heal, I'm late on this heal, I'm late on this heal. And that I should have pre-triggered or popped that heal early, got it down so I can save some of the health with Valks. I also made sure on this jump that I did not get into this compartment here. I wanted to make sure I was targeting the core. The Valks targeted that the enemy king very quickly, and I knew that if I get a jump into this compartment here, into the core, this queen is going to get alerted. I finally pulled the CC, but I could care less. I actually don't even want anything targeting it right now. It's not doing nearly enough damage, especially with Valks under a heal. I'll deal with that later. And I also want this queen down soon. So now I'm dropped right here. I dropped this other golem. I almost forgot about it for a second. I knew I wanted it late, but maybe not this late. My queen's getting killed hard, and I almost miss her ability. But here I can start. Look at all these. Everything's targeting my belts. I knew going into this attack that everything is going to be shooting into that core. Nothing is targeting my hogs. There was a bomb that went off there. That was the only thing that's targeted. Look at this. I'll start deploying 2-3 hogs per building once they start targeting my core pack. So it's just patience. It's patience on the hogs. It's waiting. I know that I've gotten both, and I saw both bomb spots were triggered. They were both double giant bombs, so there's nothing in here that's really going to affect my hogs besides some spring traps, and I have enough hogs to take out these outside perimeter defenses. So this base was really just perfect for one jump, got me into exactly what I needed to do. Now, going back to my queen, me almost missing the buff on my queen, she actually is the only thing that's really going to target this hound enough to make it pop. And actually making it pop at this point, if I lost my queen, could have been a detriment to this attack. So there's 2 schools of thought here. One, yeah, the queen's there for cleanup. She's gonna help, which I'm not discounting. But if we go back through and actually watch this attack, she did some work, but not. It would have been more of a detriment if I did not get all these pups down and they start chasing things. And let's say I didn't have as many hogs up and my cleanup was a little bit sparse, and I had only Valks left. They're gonna target that, and sure, they're probably not gonna get it done in time. But if numbers were lower, and I didn't get as lucky as I did keeping as many hogs alive, you know, that could have actually spoiled this attack. So there's two schools of thought: keep your queen alive so she's there for cleanup, or missing it early actually wouldn't have allowed that hound to bust, and then you're not dealing with the pups. That's the main thing on hounds out of a CC. Sometimes you're better off not dealing with it, allowing it to just kind of chase golems around or chase a king around for a while, because it's, you know, it doesn't do enough damage, and it can chase a golem around the entire map. If nothing targets it, it doesn't pop. It's worthless. So really, the damage is done is when you target it with poison sometimes, and try to kill it early. And in sometimes we've seen where in hog attacks, especially, you don't get all those pups killed. They'll just hound those hogs the entire map, and they'll pick them off just like skellies do. So just something I wanted to go over with that GoVaHo attack. It was only about my, I think, second one I've ever done in a war. First one was against the Town Hall 8, and just to me, when I was scouting that base out, it looked like a decent base to try it on. With one single jump, it got done exactly what I wanted to do: target the double giants, both double giant sets, and killed the queen a little bit later in the raid. Sometimes you want to get rid of her early. Other times it's okay if you know kind of how you're going to deploy those hogs, and if she's going to get distracted and taken out later, do it the opposite way. And that's the way I chose to do to get rid of double giant sets with my Valks. So hope this helps, and if I need to trim this up, I'm going to redo it maybe with just this attack if it doesn't upload right. But I hope it does, and I hope you guys can just take a few pointers that I've learned along the way from other people, other YouTubers, and you know, like even guys inside the clan, Rakdar, and just kind of taking what we've kind of sometimes learned together or learned on our own and applying it to our own attacks. And it ends up being very fun when something that you plan and scout out works just kind of the way you want it to. So we're doing good, guys. Hopefully these are videos that are gonna be neat to watch and help everyone in the clan. So, and as I get better with commentary, I hope that I'm able to start to break down some of your guys' good attacks, and also start to kind of maybe break down attacks that were well thought out and they just came up a little bit short. We can kind of see pick them apart, not because they're bad, just because we could pick them apart and learn from them. And a lot of times you learn from your mistakes more so than your successes. So, all right, well, talk to you guys later. Bye.